Welcome back. What happened to the days of sitting kids down in front of Disney movies like 101 Dalmatians? Now kids are sitting down in front of pornography in the form of drag queens, teachers sexualizing their classrooms with books like Genderqueer, and now Planned Parenthood is marketing sex videos to 12-year-olds. What would have previously gotten adults arrested is now celebrated. Here's some children being sexually abused at a Pride event. This is abuse, and sadly, this is tame compared to some of the scenes at Pride events, including adults having sex in front of children. There's no other way to characterize all of this other than grooming children. Is it just about normalizing sex between adults and children? Well, for Planned Parenthood, it's also about money and the evils of killing the unborn. AJ Hurley discovered that Planned Parenthood is marketing actual videos of young people having sex to 12-year-olds. Take a look.
So you're going to want to see this. Planned Parenthood is the largest provider of sex ed in the nation, and these are the videos that they're showing your kids. If a stranger was to show this to your kids, it would be considered sexual harassment. This video right here actually makes you sign in on YouTube to verify that you're over 18 in order to see these videos. Marketing for 12, 13-year-olds. Planned Parenthood, leave our kids alone.
All of the perverts, from school teachers, librarians, Planned Parenthood, Pedowood, and the Rainbow Mafia, need to leave our kids alone. Joining me now to discuss is AJ Hurley, Director of Activism at the White Rose Resistance. AJ, thanks so much for being with us. It's great to see you again.
Allison, it's so good to see you again. You know, it's interesting. So when I spoke in front of the Supreme Court when Roe v. Wade was overturned, somebody put a microphone in the head of Planned Parenthood, one of the heads of Planned Parenthood, in their face and said, "What are you going to do to preserve and make sure that women have access to abortion after Roe v. Wade has been overturned?" They responded with two words: sex education.
Wow.
So it's interesting that the dynamic that we're seeing is the perversion and the really indoctrination, the grooming of children, and that's all connected.
It sure is. I mean, there's no question about that. And it's just so blatant, just right in our faces. You know, to me, the sexual assault on our children is really a humanitarian crisis, from the sexualization to the mutilation of completely just transing them. I mean, how did it get to this point, AJ?
Wow, man, that's a long answer. But what I know is the sexual revolution was a full-blown attempt to push pornography, push sexual liberation. And through that, they knew that they would have to then sell the solution to that, which is abortion. And now, with that came the whole population control agenda. And now 40% of the Black community has been lynched in the womb, and it's been sold to them as progress. Every vestige of Western civilization is eroding. All the moral establishment, the forays, everything that has really undergirded the nation, the fabric of this nation, is being eroded at the moment, and it's being done with sexual liberation. And it's not any surprise to that. I mean, we see political movements even from the Bible. How do you get rid of a strong civilization? Well, people like Samson, people like David, they knew that these people were too strong. And so the way that they did that was through sexual liberation. And if the founders knew this, by the way, and they said that, a moral society was most capable of self-government. And so if you can push licentiousness, the only solution then is a big government to come in and to control a society that is not capable of self-government. So I think that is the really the agenda behind a lot of this.
Yeah, wow, great breakdown, AJ. I totally agree with you. I think that's exactly how this all came to be. It's just so sad to be, at the end of this and see all of this really unfold, and now now where we're at currently, where it's no longer enough that, porn is destroying marriages. Now they want to use it to destroy future generations. I mean, how close do you think we are to now legalizing sex with children?
Well, and that's it's funny. So a Bergerfeld was really it was less than 10 years ago. I think 2015 was when that passed, and most of America was against that when it passed.
Yeah.
What's interesting is now we're not even 10 years later, and the fight isn't against homosexual relations in society. The fight isn't against transgenderism. The fight is really against like transing underage children. I mean, Planned Parenthood, I sent you guys a thing. I don't know if you can pull it up, but I found on their website they're openly marketing uh, hormonal replacement therapy to children young as 14, getting them on steroids to change their gender. As we know that the total effects of this is irreversible to many of them. Women like Chloe Cole, other victims are being emasculated by this movement. And my question, even with that video that you showed, Allison, it's like, where are the men?
Yeah.
Like, we used to have strong leaders, strong men defending children, and it's no surprise that the other side is literally trying to emasculate us, because all the men left to defend this civilization, this
Yes.
American experiment of liberty and freedom, is there's no one left to protect if we destroy these gender distinctions. So as a man, I want to stand against this and say, where are my fellow men to stand against this and really be strong people to fight against this wicked perversion?
Well, that is the question of the year, I think. Where are all the men? And it's sad that it's just, a dying situation. I mean, I guess good times create weak men, and we are living through that in its entirety. So I'm so grateful for the very small handful of real men that are actually standing up and fighting back against this, like yourself, AJ. But I also have to ask, where's the Republican Party? Why isn't there already national legislation to ban the sterilization and mutilation of children?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I mean, I am a pro-life activist. My foremost concern in my life is the issue of abortion, because I think it's the greatest human rights violation of all our time. But I just think that we in the Republican Party and the conservatism in general, we need to start really asking ourselves the question, because we're trying to play these political games to stay in power, but what are we conserving is the question that I'm trying to really ask and get the GOP and conservatives in general to state. Because if we don't stand for some type of baseline values, if we don't have a definition of what conservatism is,
Right.
then there will be nothing left to conserve in the attempt to just keep power dynamics at play. And so, if we forsake all of our values for the sake of maintaining and staying in places of electoral power, the sooner or later we will have no movement, because we're trying to play catch up and really follow the left as they march towards their agenda, bringing society with them. So that classic line, conservatism conserves nothing, it just pretty much trails behind. It's so true. I think we need bold leadership now more than ever, just to stand on these basic truths.
We really do. It's starting to feel like it's just two wings of the same bird, and we are accomplishing nothing. And it's very scary. It's scary that so many people put their, hope and faith into, a politician. And when it's very obvious these people are not on our side. They're not here to conserve anything, as you mentioned. So hopefully people wake up to that. I know you are holding or involved with an event to try and help wake people up to what's happening here. AJ, talk to us about what you have upcoming with Leave Our Kids Alone. Give us the where, when, and the how.
Yeah, so this is a huge event. We started because we're the White Rose Resistance, new organization, by the way, led by my friend Seth Gruber. He asked me to come upon. I left another organization to come join him. I believe so much in that mission. But the goal is to get involved in the grassroots. We found out through some whistleblowers in the at the city board in the city school system there in Fontana that that they are basically keeping the gender of the children while at school hours from their parents. So in the school records of Fontana, the city system, the charts of these students have a given name and then a name and gender that they're referring to these children at school. And by the way, Allison, they're keeping all of this from the parents. They're educating the teachers and the staff as to how to talk not only to the children while at school, if they're questioning their gender, but then also how to talk to the parents and obfuscate what's happening from them to keep them. At the same time, we tried to pass a measure for a parental notification policy in Fontana. It has been outright denied repeatedly for 6 months now. We are fed up. And come to find out that this is all rooted in Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is at the grassroots level. It's not national anymore. Planned Parenthood is at the grassroots level now trying to institute all of their sex ed curriculum by getting into the school board. The California School Board was hosted a night with Planned Parenthood Champions of Choice, where the superintendent of Planned Parenthood and the school board met, and the keynote speaker was this person from the superintendent from the LA school, or no, I'm sorry, the entire state of California school board. Mm-hmm. And so all this agenda, this trans movement, everything is dollar signs for Planned Parenthood, and it's affecting your children. Unless we stand up against that, it's going to keep happening. So we're gathering in droves, thousands in Fontana, to put an end to this, to tell them to leave our kids alone. We have Seth Gruber, Billboard Chris, Sonia Shaw, Sophia Lori from California Family Council, tons of people gathering to tell Fontana that you cannot do this to our children anymore. We're going to stand against you.
Amazing. Well, AJ Hurley, thank you so much for all that you're doing to stand up and protect the children. We're so grateful for all of your great work, and we look forward to seeing the turnout at the event. Hopefully it's very successful and lots of people come to realize that the attack is on the children and resist all of this insane tyranny. AJ, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Allison. God bless you.
God bless you as well.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.